Good evening and welcome to Sullivan Smart Sense, your holiday survival guide. I'm Heather Sullivan.
And I am Rashi Vat. So this holiday season falls on some really tough times for really everyone. We're talking about the 40-year high inflation and then a lot of people talking about a possible recession come next year.
Yeah, so we are focused on giving you Smart Sense to help you enjoy the holidays without just blowing your budget, right? And how to recession-proof your finances for the new year. But first, let me show you some numbers. Come walk with me. Those concerns about inflation and a recession don't seem to be slowing us down too much. We have got record spending that happened. So Adobe Analytics reports that we had a record amount of spending in online shopping, $9 billion on Black Friday, and then we topped it with another $11 billion on Cyber Monday. It surpasses the record that we set in 2020 when we were all stuck at home and shopping online like crazy.
All right, well, that also means with Christmas coming, retailers want one thing from Santa to really clear the shelves. A report says that companies like Walmart, Target, Kohl's, and others are facing a high pileup of inventory, and they like to get rid of it. So this problem for retailers means bigger bargains for holiday shoppers.
But now sales aren't always quite what they seem. You see the sign, 60% off, but is it really? As you continue to shop this holiday season, a consumer watch group warns that you should watch out for fake sales. Consumers Checkbook says that they have been tracking prices on items in 25 major retailers for 33 weeks, and they found most often the sale price was the price more than half of the time, and in many cases they rarely, if ever, charge the full price. Now, while that may sound good, Consumers Checkbook says it actually tricks you into not shopping around, and they often found lower prices at other retailers.
Every week we checked, week after week, we found that they were offering some form of discount, but it's not really a discount at all if you keep offering the same lower prices over and over again and rarely, if ever, charge that crossed out list or regular price. I mean, there's a term for it. It's called anchor prices, and they exist only so that they can cross them out and show you some steep discount.
So before you snap up a sale item, search for it on Google or another internet browser. They will show you prices at several retailers. You can also use apps like Price Grabber, Honey, and Camel. They track the history of prices on items so you can see if you're actually getting a deal. So let me show you an example. We searched for the very popular toy Squishmallow mystery box on Camel. Now it shows right here that third-party sellers have been selling them on the Amazon platform for about almost $50 right there. Amazon sold them for about $40 in early October, and then you can see that green went down to about $23. That's the current price. So you can see if you're getting a good price or if you need to wait for a price drop.
All right, well, there are always scams to watch out for during the holiday shopping season. A TikToker revealed scammers will place a fake barcode over the original. And then when you go to put money on the card, well, the funds are then directed to the scammer instead of the card, and you would never know. The gift recipient might go to use a card, but there's no money on it. So to be sure to check for that barcode that could peel off. And also, it's probably wiser to buy those cards that are closer to the register because more eyes are on them.
Now, while credit card use on Black Friday actually dropped from 54% to 49%, use of buy now, pay later financing jumped from 8% last year to nearly 13% this year, according to payments.com. But some consumer advocates are worried that consumers are biting off more than they can pay later.
Buy now, pay later. We're talking about PayPal Credit, Afterpay, Affirm, Klarna, QuadPay, and ZipPay. They pop up as payment options when you're ready to check out online for things like clothing, electronics, and furniture. A new survey by CR Research finds 51% of consumers use buy now, pay later from thousands of online retailers. The average number of items bought is about 4, and the average total debt is $883. But here's the downside. The survey found 46% of these shoppers say they regret financing something that was ultimately too expensive. 59% say they purchased an unnecessary item they couldn't afford, and 56% admit to falling behind on monthly payments. Remember, some buy now, pay later options charge interest or late fees if you miss a payment. A $100 purchase could cost you an extra $30 late fee. If they automatically charge your credit card, that could mean interest, or if they charge your debit card and you don't have the cash, you could face another $30 overdraft fee. And some report missed payments to collections or your credit report, which could damage your score.
So be sure that you're prepared to make those monthly payments on each purchase.
Well, with holiday cards and gifts making their way through the mail, the Postal Service is warning customers to be careful where and when they send their packages. Fox 26's Tom Ziska has the details and tips to keep your mail safe. Tom.
Rashi, just like so-called porch pirates who just stroll up to your home and take packages left at the front door, it's about identity theft and criminals targeting the mail trying to exploit potential weaknesses. The Postal Service wants you to be careful when you use the mailbox. The Postal Service says it has nearly 140,000 of its iconic blue collection boxes in use across the country. Before the days of email and online bill paying, it was the way to send mail. But while the number of people dropping an envelope into the mailbox may be down, the Postal Service has a warning heading into the holidays that those blue collection boxes may not always be the safest option. A published release from an unnamed local postal inspection office suggests there are coordinated efforts to target collection boxes, saying in part, the biggest variable enticing these criminals to steal are customers depositing mail into blue collection boxes after the last collection of the day or during Sundays and federal holidays. The worry is that mail left overnight or weekends may be more vulnerable to thieves who are busy looking for weakness. The Houston Postal Inspector's office was unavailable for an interview, but in a statement, a spokesperson insists mailboxes are secure, but admits thieves can strike after hours and when no one is watching. Her advice to customers, if they use the USPS collection box, they should ensure they drop off their mail before the last collection time of the day, which is displayed on the box. The longer your mail sits in any mailbox, the more susceptible it is to theft. And with postal theft soaring in recent years, postal inspectors say the most secure option is to drop your mail, particularly sensitive correspondence, directly into a mail chute inside a post office or handing it directly to a uniformed postal carrier, which limits the opportunity for the wrong person to get their hands on it.
All right, well, manufacturers and retailers are pushing smaller lineups of toys this year to help shoppers deal with inflation. Smaller toys means smaller prices to help cash-strapped consumers. MGA Entertainment is releasing 200 toys priced at or below $10. For example, Got 2 Glow Fairies come downsized at $25 instead of at $40. Retailers like Walmart and Target are also marking down toys, hoping to get you to buy. And coming up, charities could really suffer this holiday season because of inflation, but there are ways that you can still help on a budget. And what to do if you are facing a mountain of credit card debt. Okay, if you'd like to rack up points for free travel, be sure you're using the right credit cards for your holiday shopping. In addition to cards that offer airline miles, the travel guy recommends the site evreward.com. You enter the retailer where you want to shop, and it will show you the amount that you can earn in cash back and the rates for mileage that you can earn. And if you're an American Airlines Advantage member, you can also earn miles when you shop at 1,200 different retailers through AAdvantageeShopping.com. Well, the generosity of Americans might actually be put to the test this season because high inflation is hitting everybody's holiday budgets this year.
But there are still some ways that you can make a huge difference. It's the season of giving, but also a season of spending. With many Americans cash-strapped due to inflation, it might be difficult to give back to people in need.
Concerns about an economic slowdown have led to more uncertainty as consumers make those decisions about their giving, about their spending, and also their saving decisions.
High prices and higher interest rates have many Americans looking to stretch their dollar. But Ona Osili, who specializes in philanthropy at Indiana University, says there is an unprecedented need for donations around the country.
Your dollars can make a difference in your community.
So if you are on a tight budget and still looking to give back, she suggests finding a charitable organization that best matches your values, with an added reminder that donations aren't just cash-based.
Being a great-great-grandmother and on a limited budget, it's a blessing.
Ann Bounds of Milwaukee recently took her family to a coat drive. The donations from complete strangers are helping her family stay warm. And despite economic concerns, a recent survey from Fidelity Charitable found that more than half of Americans say they may be willing to give more this year.
That's nice to hear.
Yes.
Well, for those items that you buy that aren't quite right, free returns are becoming a thing of the past, and return windows are actually getting shorter. 60% of retailers have changed their return policies, with more expected. Many are now charging for return shipping, restocking fees, or shortening the return windows from 90 days down to 60 and often down to 30 days. Why? They want to cut down on returns as high inflation and rising shipping costs are driving up their costs.
Retailers now more charge for returns than they used to 2 years ago, right? I mean, we're still in the range of $5 to $10, so there's not a hike in the price itself, but you definitely should expect to pay for returns more often than 2 years ago.
Anthropologie, REI, LL Bean, Dillard's, J.Crew, they are all among stores that are now deducting a fee for online returns ranging from $3 to $8. The good news is many retailers are expected to offer a little holiday reprieve without fees and more time for this season. But after that, expect return fees and 30-day returns to become the norm. Now, to avoid fees, you can check the return policy before you buy. You want to try and shop from retailers that offer free returns if you take it back to the store, and shop in store when you can, because being able to see an item in person reduces that surprise that can come with ordering online.
Are you worried about how you're going to pay off all that holiday debt? Well, next, meet a man who paid off $47,000 in credit card debt. We'll show you how he did it.
And welcome back. You know, credit card debt is up 15% already this year, according to LendingTree, and that doesn't even include our holiday spending. Rising interest rates are making it harder and harder to pay off. And if you think that you'll just never be able to pay off your debt, you're about to meet a man who paid off $47 grand.
Like my parents, they migrated here from Mexico, so they have like an old school mentality, work hard and save.
Juan Piñon worked hard too, earning 2 degrees, but says he wanted the American dream too quickly and racked up $47,000 in credit card debt.
Sometimes it was something emotional, and to fill that emotional need, maybe I would go to a restaurant and have a nice big steak when maybe I should have been at home eating a sandwich. But deep down, I was in trouble. You know, I had snowballed some debt and I didn't know how to get out.
He turned to nonprofit credit counselor Money Management International. Even though he could receive counseling online, he drove 5 hours from McAllen, Texas to Houston.
There had to be changes, and just kind of sticking to what I really needed, making some sacrifices in order to change.
For our average client who carries about $18,000 in credit card debt, is that if they only make the minimum payments, that results in about $4,500 worth of interest over the course of repayment.
Nationwide, Wallet Hub reports credit card debt has soared $67 billion just in the last few months. With interest rates already up 3% this year, MMI says it's hearing from more people drowning in debt.
So when the delinquencies start going up, we start getting more referrals.
MMI negotiates with creditors to reduce balances and interest rates down to an average of 6.41%. That's much lower than today's 18% average. Piñon paid off that $47,000 in less than 3 years. and has been building his new American dream.
Whatever your situation is, ask for help. It's okay, you know. And yeah, if I could inspire anybody or help anybody through this interview, that'd be great.
And I'm sure he did. Coming up, we've got some smart money moves that you can make now to help cut down your tax bill in 2023.
Amazon is reportedly considering changes, including scaling back the company's Alexa business, which has more than 10,000 employees. The Wall Street Journal says it reviewed internal documents that indicate in recent years, Amazon's devices unit, which includes Alexa, has had an operating loss of more than $5 billion a year. Tax season. Oh, God.
Your favorite season.
I just don't even.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is fast approaching. There are steps you can do to cut on your tax bill now.
Yeah, so let's take a look at some of those ideas. You can sell stock that declined in value to offset capital gains that you made this year. It's called tax loss harvesting. Or increase your contribution to your 401k or your IRA. If you're going to be in a higher tax bracket, you can defer some income to 2023. Individuals who take the standard deduction can deduct up to a $300 charitable contribution. And you can also gift up to $15,000 to family or friends if you have, you know, $15,000 laying around. And there are some more options, so be sure and meet with your tax advisor before the end of the year.
All right, and to find more ways to protect yourself this holiday season and save in the new year, head on over to our wonderful website, fox26houston.com.
There it is. Yeah, it's like me and double. Just click on Sullivan's Smart Sense. Each day you will find stories and tips to help you navigate the consumer challenges that we are all facing.